Hello and welcome back. Today I'm doing my whole curly hair routine and explaining every single thing in detail so you're not confused. And if you're wondering why I'm sitting like this, it's only because I want to show you what happens when you brush your curly hair. The first step is obviously to oil your hair. If you're Indian or South Indian, you know this, better do it. I know most of your life decisions have been wrong so far. It's only because you didn't listen to your mom or me. So start listening to us now and see your life change. This oil is from Dr. Su. I really like this because it has good properties for hair growth. It also has rosemary oil in it. My scalp really does need that extra push for hair growth because I'm not genetically gifted with that. I have to put so much effort for it to grow just a little. So look, just because I'm using these products, don't blindly go and buy them. It's not always going to work because my scalp is oily and greasy. I go to the gym, I have a different lifestyle from yours, and my hair is fine. There's a lot of different things that we do as human beings. So just copying my routine, as much as it might work out, it might not work out also. For every step that I'm trying to help you with here, you want to find out your scalp type, your hair pattern, your hair texture, your hair porosity. When it comes to oiling your scalp, you basically want to use lightweight oils. If you have an oily scalp, you can also skip oiling. If you have a dry scalp, opt for thicker oils. So if you have oily scalp and you use something like castor oil,
literally traumatizing.
And also depends on what goals you're looking at for your hair. I'm looking at hair growth, so I'm using these two oils as a concoction on my scalp. Now you just want to cover your scalp completely. Don't apply so much oil that it's dripping from your scalp. Only thing that needs to be dripping is you. Now when it comes to the length, my hair is fine, so I use coconut oil. If you have thicker hair, go for oils that have some butter blends as well in it, or thicker oils also. I want to give more attention to the ends of your hair. See, I know they're the oldest parts, just like your older siblings are just left out of anything to care about, but these need more care. Once you're done applying this, don't go sleep. If you apply it for more than 3 hours, it's basically not doing very much for your scalp, and if you have dandruff, it's just going to make it worse. There's something that you need to know about brushing curly hair and when you should be doing it. After oiling, wait for 30 to 40 minutes. Add a little bit of water to this and then start brushing it from the bottom to the top. Make sections, always good. Or you can do it with conditioner. That's how I usually like to do it.
A few minutes later.
When it comes to shampooing, I like to use two different kinds of shampoo. One is like a clarifying shampoo and the other is a regular moisturizing shampoo. I use this when it's been way too long since I washed my hair. Any product buildup or fungus on my scalp gets rid with this. If I'm washing my hair twice a week like I usually do, I use this as my first shampoo. The only constant really in my whole routine is this shampoo. Other than that, every other product I keep switching so I can review it and probably keep finding better products. When it comes to shampooing, you want to choose your shampoo based on your scalp type and your lifestyle as well. Because my scalp is oily like I mentioned before and I work out and sweat a lot, I use a clarifying shampoo as my first shampoo. If your scalp is dry, maybe you can stick to shampooing with a regular shampoo twice. When it comes to curly hair, the lengths are the dirtiest part and they need the most cleaning because we're applying a lot of products. Shampoo, conditioner, mask, leave-in, serums on a daily basis and oil over the top. So anybody that says shampoo your scalp, let the water run through the lens and it'll be clean, no. Don't listen to them. That's going to give you so much product buildup. So that doesn't mean you take and scrub it like a crazy person. You want to be gentle while doing it. Just vertical motions like this should work. You don't want to go to the shower and come back, right? It's not going to clean your scalp at all. So you want to massage your hair really well, at least for 2 to 3 minutes before rinsing it out. Using this as my second shampoo. You just need like about 2 to 3 coin sizes of shampoo for your whole scalp, unless your scalp is abnormally huge. Don't use your nails to scratch your scalp. That's going to damage your hair follicles. If you're a beginner, the only ingredient you want to avoid in your products are silicone. Sulfates is something that you can definitely use because it will help you get rid of that product buildup. Now my hair is clean and ready to absorb moisture. To chuck your cotton towels for a microfiber towel like this one. This is also a turban towel. I just like to pat my hair a little bit dry. When it comes to conditioner, you can choose based on your hair texture and porosity. Also figure out your protein moisture needs. This is a hydrating conditioner from Sugar Boo. Again, I like to use this when my hair is extremely tangled like it is right now and needs moisture. And when my hair needs a little bit of protein, I like to use this Wishcare mask as a conditioner. This looks so new because it's probably my 3rd or 4th bottle. You want to apply conditioner only to the length of your hair. It's going to weigh your hair down, right? If your hair is fine, medium textured, it's just going to make it look flatter on the top. And the second thing is, if your scalp is greasy or oily, it's going to make it worse. Don't try to detangle the second you've applied the conditioner. It's not going to help you at all. When you're detangling, detangle in sections. Smaller the section, the easier it is for you to detangle. Start from the bottom and make your way up to the top. The second you put your brush from the top to the bottom, all the tangles are going to get accumulated in one place, and it's going to be very, very hard for you to get out of that mess. And also, don't apply too much conditioner on your hair. You're wasting your money just like your parents did on you. Slip on this conditioner is just amazing. Now this is the amount of hair I lost while detangling with the conditioner. This is the amount of hair I lost when I detangled before without the conditioner. This is the amount I've lost in the past 3 to 4 days, because obviously as a curly I detangle only once or twice a week whenever I wash my hair. If you're seeing this amount of hair fall, it's completely normal. It is abnormal for your hair to fall out in chunks and see your scalp. So if that is happening, please visit a dermat. Also, I'm going to be washing this brush. While you're washing your hair, keep this in mind. Don't use extremely hot water or extremely cold water. I know there's a lot of studies, researches, lot of videos saying this is not harmful. But I'm speaking from experience. Whenever I used extremely hot water for a continuous period of time, it was getting damaged and drying out a lot faster than it used to. And when I use extremely cold water, I used to get a head cold, a headache, and my hair wasn't really absorbing product really well. For stylers, I like to use 3 stylers. I start off with the Aveda Bond Building Cream because my ends are very, very damaged. If your hair is damaged, to opt for bond building products, it's way better. And this is how much I use. It's a little bit more. That's only because I want my ends to stay hydrated even with risking my volume. I rake this in completely into my hair, again avoiding my scalp. Nothing other than shampoo, oil, and probably scalp scrubs are for your scalp. For choosing stylers, choose based on your hair texture. Most of the products they make in India usually suits most hair textures, but here's the problem. There are a few products that are extremely thick. So those kind of products just don't work for my fine, thin hair that keeps getting weighed down easily. So if you have thicker hair, opt for thicker products. If you have thinner, finer hair, just opt for products that don't really have oils and butters in the beginning of the ingredient list. While you're styling your hair, make sure your hair is wet enough to make this sound. If you ever feel like your hair is drying out, definitely use something like this to keep hydrating your hair. This is just water. For gel, I like to use 2 gels. This is moisturizing enough and gives me a little bit of volume, and I like the fact that this one gives me hold. So I'm combining both of them. You don't have to use too much of these products. I rake it into my hair. You can see this part is clearly shorter, and that keeps framing my face. So extra gel there for extra definition. They send this. Ooh, yeah. That's the second gel. I just like to rake it in very well. Brushing my hair to distribute product. I just like to finger coil these. It's a very easy process once you get a hang of it. I like to put my hair a little bit like this, take my hands through it, and then I like to scrunch and pulse. Just don't go crazy with the scrunching, it's not gonna work. And when I'm flipping my hair, I'm not doing front to back. So look, observe how I flip my hair. So if all of my hair is on this side, I'm slowly turning my head and doing this while shaking my hair at the same time, and it's done. I like to dry my hair on the terrace. I can't take a video there because it is too noisy. I just keep flipping my hair in every single position until it's completely dry. I don't like to plop because every time I plop, my hair turns out fluffy. So I plop only when I use a bonnet dryer. Again, that's a whole different video. How long is it going to take for my hair to dry? I have no clue because it depends on the sunlight, the wind, and my hair sometimes, because I don't know, it just doesn't like to listen to me. This is a satin scarf. So every single time I'm drying my hair, I like to use it like this, like a cape, so it doesn't touch my back. Once your hair is 100% dry, you'll know that you have a gel cast on your hair. This is because of the gel. Don't worry, this is a good sign. To get rid of that, you want to use 1 to 2 drops of a serum. You can also go ahead and use a lightweight oil like coconut oil or argan oil. And to pump some out onto my palms, use this method. And this will also make my hair look really shiny. You can also scrunch it a little bit here if you want volume, but you know that's not going to stay for a really long time. I also like to shake my hair like this a little bit. One and only thing you don't want to do is to brush your hair. So please don't brush your hair. I've told you before, detangle only with oil and water or with conditioner in the shower. This is what my hair finally looks like. There's a lot of definition. My curls will probably stay intact for about 2 to 3 days. It will get frizzy as the days go by. So I'll just end up doing a few hairstyles and I'm good to go. I really want to know if you managed to get to the end of this video. So just comment water bottle if you've reached the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Of course, that's your choice. And of course, ask me any questions in the comments. I will respond.